So, uh, now let me move on to my memory from today. So now this is for August 24th, uh, day 49 of 366. And the other day when I saw the story about Racing Storm, I mentioned our friend Woob. And his real name is Steve. And I don't think I've ever called him Steve. I always call him Woob. I don't remember where the name Woob came from. But that's how I was introduced to him. And that was 35 years ago. And Woob has been, Woob was a competitor in most, if not all, of the wrist tournaments. He's a fantasy football fanatic. I mean, he loves fantasy football. Oh, and by the way, I am going to be streaming. I have my only Dynasty season-long keeper league draft coming up on this coming Sunday, the 30th, August 30th, at 8 p.m. Eastern. I'll be streaming that. So it's a good chance, even if you use it as a mock draft, just to get an idea of what's happening in some live drafts out there. Feel free to tune in and make suggestions or whatever. Anyway, Steve Woob was a huge. He's an enigma. He's an enigma. He's a Russian, barrel-chested Russian. He would jog for the longest time. He would jog 1,000 miles a year up and down the road, which I had mentioned that Karen and I had run from the storm on. Computer, turn on Dragon Lamp.
Okay.
And then he would bike as well, at least 1,000 miles. He was, for most of the time that I knew him, I still know him, but he was a prolific drinker. I'm not. He might still be prolific, but he might have cut down. Even if he cut down, it could have just been in his version of cutting down. But he handled it. I mean, the man could drink a case of beer quickly with little to no effects on him whatsoever. I mean, he was an amazing individual. And so my memory for today is from during one of the street festivals that was during the start of football season. Like I said, I started playing the season-long fantasy football back in '87 or '88, and I've been in at least one league. I think every year. I think there might have been maybe 1 year where I wasn't in a season-long league. But and Woob was right there from the start. He was right there. And so football season started, and there's the town that I grew up in, which I may have mentioned this previously, had a very small area, only one mile in diameter. Only 1 mile around it, and the perimeter of the place only measured a mile. In this little section of Cambria City, the west end of Johnstown, Pennsylvania, where I grew up. And there were 13 churches within that perimeter, and they all had street festivals. So during the summer and into August and September, they would all stagger things out. So then this particular weekend, this street was shut down because this church was having their street festival. Oh, now this street shut down because they are the street festivals. And the street festivals, I'm sure you've been to something similar to them. But it's just, Chuck-a-Luck and games of chance and raffle tickets and stuffed animals and that stuff, and food and beer and drink, and there was there was there was a street festival going on, and I'd gone to the street festival. I don't remember. I played some Chuck-a-Luck or something. And so then I was on my way home. I was riding down the alley behind Aces, and that's where Woob was the chef there. He worked in the kitchen. He's a tremendous chef. And as I'm driving by the kitchen was in the back of the building. There was a door that opened up right onto the alley, and there's a screen door. And I usually left that open, especially in the summer, just to try to get a little bit of ventilation. And so he sees me down there, and he flags me down. I was like, oh, hey. I spin my wheelchair out to a stop, turn back to go back to talk to him. And he's like, hey, you wanna hang out a bit, talk some football? I'm like, hey, yeah, sure, definitely. So I go into the kitchen, and he's there preparing, I think it was halushki, cabbage and noodles, basically, for a party the next day. And it was like 300, 400 people. So he's gonna be there all day preparing everything. He's doing that, making pigs in a blanket and everything. And so I sat down there and I pull up to the table, and we're starting to talk about football while he's preparing food. He's like, hey, you want a drink? I'm like, sure. So he pulls out what is like the biggest bottle of Captain Morgan's rum I've ever seen. Hey, Mr. Big, how's it going? How are things in your neck of the woods? I like the BB. You got the BB going there, Mr. B Big. I got BB Rumble. You got B Big. We should team up. I was just writing through what I've been doing. I've been writing through a memory of the day. Not necessarily gambling related, although this one kind of is. But that's what I was going through now. I just ran through a bunch of what I did over the weekend, and then my lineups for tonight for hockey, basketball, and baseball. Uh, if you have any questions, or if you like, and do you play fantasy sports, let me know, man. But anyway, back to the memory, Mr. Big. Pitch it anytime you like. He says, he pulls out this giant bottle of Captain Morgan's rum. And I don't know if it's something that catering halls and stuff were able to get their hands on. I've never seen a bottle this big in any stores anywhere. And it had not been opened yet. So he opens up this bottle of Captain Morgan. And over the course of the next, I don't know, 3, 4, 5 hours, I don't know, we talk football and drink rum. And we wind up killing off the entire bottle, which I only vaguely remember actually making it home. But I do have a vivid memory of Woob as we were winding up, calling it an evening, saying to me, "Hey, Brian, I'm actually getting kind of buzzed here," and it was one of my proudest drinking moments. I was like, I drank every time Woob was having a drink. I was having a drink, and I drank. I did it long enough for him to catch a buzz, and I did not pass out or get sick. So that was one of my proudest drinking moments that I remember now on August 20th, 2020, day 49 of 366.